The WIAT 42 Storm Track weather team's been watching a system that may bring us winter weather later this week.
That includes Chief Meteorologist Mark Prater, who's tracking who might be affected by the ice and, of course, the timing when.
Yeah, accuracy is so important because I realize, as well as our whole team, that there's a lot of money that's spent if there's too much hype built up and we're not really focusing on what's going to happen. So that's what we're going to do, and I'm going to show you what the forecast models are telling us in a very solid scenario of what we'll be dealing with here in the next 48 hours. Right now, let's talk about the Storm Track hour-by-hour forecast, and you'll see occasionally we'll have light showers, and that will be on and off with temperatures continuing very mild into the mid-60s, eventually lower 60s by 3 o'clock. That's when we'll see the rain chances start to go down a bit, but then tomorrow they go right back up. Here is a look at the Storm Track Ice 2015 Winter Storm Watch. You'll see right now that it does include Marion, Winston, Walker, Fayette, and Lamar counties. It does not include Coleman County, although our forecast model data is now starting to emphasize a little better chance of some icing around the city of Coleman. We'll watch that. Again, as I've mentioned for the past couple of days, this is an ebb and flow. We have to watch each model come in, try to decipher what the best route to go is with the forecast, and certainly try to pin down who will get how much and when. Now, the highest impact of any freezing rain that I see will start at about 4 o'clock to 5 o'clock in the morning on Thursday. That's a little later than we originally saw yesterday. Highest impact areas from Hamilton back into Double Springs as well as Coleman, and a light ice glazing is possible as far south as the I-20 corridor. Now looks like Shelby, Bibb, as well as Talladega counties. We can now start to pull you out of that possibility of ice, and that's because the temperature range, which just came in on a new model, is showing that we may not get below freezing for a while in the I-20 corridor. The ice accumulation, well, the Storm Track forecast hasn't really changed a whole lot other than moving this area more back towards the north and the heavier area of where we could have a decent amount of icing, which could be in the range of about 1/10 to up to 1/4 of an inch of icing. That's pretty significant. That stretches from northwest Walker right through Winston into northwest Coleman counties. Now notice Hamilton, you're at about 1/10 of an inch of ice. That's enough to cause problems, especially travel-wise, but it's not going to necessarily be a crippling ice storm. That was the biggest concern. When all the data was coming in over the weekend, it was throwing red flags everywhere that we were all going to be dealing with this. Fortunately, that's not the case as all of this now starts to update. Here are the showers which continue to fall on our Storm Track radar. The heaviest rain now moving into our western communities just west of I-65, Hoover, as well as the Galleria, back into roughly around northern Bibb counties where we have a decent amount of the rain. Here's our Storm Track forecast through the night tonight. You can see green popping up at random. That will be on again, off again throughout the night and during the day tomorrow. Then here comes the rain, 5 o'clock. All of this is rain, and then the changeover to freezing rain begins into Thursday morning. The areas of pink is where we'll see the icing. But the last couple of runs here, all of it starts to dry out. And then temperatures drop substantially. We're headed into the teens and 20s for lows into early Friday morning. So get ready for a real blast of Arctic air before we finally start to warm back up this weekend. So here is your Storm Track 7-day forecast. A wild ride. 73 tomorrow, 34 on Thursday. This weekend, highs in the 50s, more sunshine, lows down near freezing.